All right, I get a lot of comments that say boundaries don't work with narcissists or boundaries don't work with my partner, so we need to talk about this. Now, one caveat is if you feel unsafe, if you feel like you're being abused, I don't need you learning how to stand up for yourself or learning how to set boundaries. I need you to get out and get safe. But for those of you who don't feel like you're in danger, let's talk about boundaries. One aspect of boundaries is creating standards of what words or behaviors we've decided we will and will not tolerate in our relationship. Other people can't make those standards for us. We have to do the work of identifying, expressing, and implementing our boundaries. Now, boundaries are extremely difficult for some of us. It takes a lot of maturity and self-awareness and confidence to set boundaries. But when we don't, our relationships always suffer. When we don't hold ourselves or our partner accountable to any standards, we have a tendency to drift towards prioritizing someone else's needs at the expense of our own, don't we? When we don't fully understand how valuable we are and that we are an equal in this relationship, we have a tendency to raise the level of our own discomfort so that someone else stays comfortable. We'll stay silent when we actually want to speak up. We'll stay in situations where we feel neglected because we aren't really sure of what neglect is, and we aren't sure of what we truly deserve. We fear being alone so much that we end up abandoning ourselves, and in the end, we still end up alone in this relationship, don't we? So let me give you the simplest explanation of a boundary. You get into a conflict with your partner and they call you stupid. Not a great choice, in my opinion. And you have a boundary around name calling, as you should. So in that moment, you calmly say, hey, time out. This discussion is over. I'm going to step away because I have a boundary around people disrespecting me. So I'm going to leave for an hour and we can continue this later if you're open to that and you don't call me names. See, boundaries aren't about me controlling you. In fact, my boundary has nothing to do with you. It's about me honoring me and what I know I deserve. Because I deserve kindness and respect even during a conflict, as do you. Boundaries aren't about me punishing or controlling you. You can continue to say whatever you want. All I'm doing is controlling what I can control, which is my physical presence or the level of access I give to you at this moment. Now, if they don't let you leave, that's called abuse. There's laws against that. Now, here's a good question. Aren't we kind of manipulating them by doing this? I mean, what do we do when they say that we're leaving just because we don't care? We've never cared about them, and this is just evidence that we just want to take the easy road out. This is just evidence that they're actually the loving one because they're still willing to stay and talk about this. Well, this is a great segue to bring up emotional boundaries. See, so often we feel like we have to defend ourselves, don't we? We have to explain ourselves. We have to prove that our decision is the right one for us. We have to debate their false claims. We have to manage their emotions. We have to change the way they're feeling about us, right? Wrong. No, that's part of our self-doubt and our self-worth and our self-esteem issues. See, we don't owe them an explanation. We don't have to stay. It takes two to fight. It doesn't matter what they say. We can walk away. It's only a debate if you take the bait. Okay, that rhymed and that was good advice. That's why I said it takes courage to set boundaries. I'm not responsible for their reactions to my boundary. Now, I should still be kind and respectful when I set one, but if I believe I'm doing that just because someone has a negative response to my boundary or just because they're baiting me into a fight, doesn't mean I need to stay in a toxic situation and defend myself. No is a complete sentence. They don't have to respect you or your boundary for it to be implemented successfully.